What's up, guys, and welcome to my official Season 2 Marvel Rivals tier list. I'm just gonna jump straight into the action. So, yeah, let's get into it. Hulk. I'm gonna give Hulk the very first S plus of this tier list. I think just the survivability alone with Hulk is enough to make him a reliable tank pick. Whether I'm playing Hulk or someone on my team is playing Hulk, as long as they're a good Hulk, I'm never worried. Never worried. His ult is one of the best tank ults in the game. He's got a team bubble. He's got mobility for the most part. And he's just got an overall survivability rate that most tanks don't have. Magneto, I give him S. I give Magneto S tier. I know a lot of people think that he's S plus, but S tier is still pretty good. You got to remember that. He doesn't have the mobility that I would want a tank to have. He doesn't have that ability to peel. I guess you could bubble and back up and you could shield and back up, but the bubble and shield only last for so long and then you're getting melted again. So, whereas, with Hulk, you have the ability to peel out at an alarming rate. You can get out of there pretty fast. With Magneto, I don't feel like you get out of there as fast. So that's my reasoning on that. Venom, I'll put him A tier. Let's throw him in S tier. Just because I'm a Spider-Man player and I love Venom, so I can't hate on him. Remember, this is my tier list. Venom, he's got an alright ult if you understand how to use it. Takes half the damage, takes half of the target's current health, I believe. Something like that. It's phrased some way like that. But he's got mobility. He's got survivability. He's got loads of survivability, I might add. He's just a well-rounded, good tank. Penny, C tier. Listen, I've had some good pennies. Don't get me wrong. I've had some great pennies. But I've also had pennies that get deleted in about 5.5 seconds. First point. I mean, I've seen pennies take the off angle and go crazy. And I've seen pennies get their shit pushed in to the point where they're not alive anymore. And quite frankly, they're not alive the majority of the game. Cap. I'm going to give Cap an A. A good cap is a scary cap. But a bad cap has the potential to be a good cap. Cap, as long as you know his animation cancel, for the most part, he does alright damage. His shield tosses are nice. And overall, he's got the survivability, especially with the shield jump that he's constantly utilizing, at least in my games, where he just won't stay on the ground and he's just bouncing everywhere. Overall, A tier. Pretty good. Doctor Strange. There was one time that he lived in the S tier. Really is. There's one time that he lived up here and he was king of the S tier. I mean, he could survive forever. He could take anything you were throwing at him, and quite honestly, it felt like a Strange would never die. But with the recent changes and updates, I'll give him A. I'll give Doctor Strange A tier. I kind of want to move him. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move him to B tier. Doctor Strange, B tier. And I'm going to catch some flack for that. I already know. But they gave him less health, less survivability. I'm pretty sure he doesn't fly as long. And the only good thing about him is that he's got his shield. But like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure they took health away from it. So it's like, what are you really going to do? They just keep nerfing him into the ground. Without his nerfs, Season 1.5, Strange, S+. But for today, he's living in the B tier. Groot. Everybody wants to put Groot in S or S+. But I'm going to put him in A. I think the ability to kill with Groot is there. The ability to be an absolute menace with Groot is there. But there's just one too many counters. You know, like, for example, all I have to do to kill a good Groot, get someone or myself to play Wolverine. And Wolverine shreds Groot every single time. I mean, I feel like Wolverine gets an extra damage bonus every time he attacks Groot, because I just feel like that's how easy it is to kill a Groot with a Wolverine. I don't understand the tank love that Groot is getting. Like, to me, I'd put him in B. But because I have seen more people play him, and I have seen good Groots, and I've seen great Groots, that allows me to feel a little more comfortable putting him in A. Granted, he's not really the best. I think he's average. Thor. Listen. Thor was my first love. And I would love to be biased and put him in S tier. But I've seen bad Thors. So he's a B tier tank for me. Now, in the hands of a right person, he could most definitely be S or S+. But in the hands of a wrong person, I mean, he's even below C. I mean, he's down in, like, the D tier arena. He's got good survivability for the most part, but you really have to understand his kit to really get anything done with Thor. You have to understand his bubble cooldown into the hammer recharge into your enlightened state or whatever. Like, you have to constantly be aware of that rotation over and over and over again to get any value out of Thor. Unfortunately, I see a lot of players using his hammer throw and really his hammer throw just to get around the map. And granted, while that's okay, you know, you can use it, you don't want to use all your hammers before starting, because it's almost like Spider-Man. A player will swing around the map as Spider-Man and use all of his spider swings before he's even able to engage in the fight. So I'm putting Thor B tier. Now, the Thing. I want to put the Thing in A tier. It's just my initial gut reaction. I like the Thing. I like what he does. I like what he brings. But I said it in my Thing video, and I'll say it again. He dies really fast. Really fast. Now, I've played him a little bit more, and I've figured out, you know, the Yancey Street uppercut B-hop tech, you know. I figured out how to move a little bit faster with him, but you really just use that tech for chasing people down. You don't really use it to get out. So, other than his confirm and his extremely hard to control dash, the Thing dies really fast. So, giving him A tier kind of hurts, but I know that's where he belongs, so that's why I'm putting him. My queen, Emma Frost, putting her S tier. Listen, S+. Listen, she has potential. She has great fucking potential. I've seen her in pretty much all of my ranked games up into, like, gold, and you know, she's choke slamming me out of my ult. She's Snow Bunny mind controlling me into death. She's peeling. I mean, she's just all around a good tank. She's got the shield. She's got 4 unique abilities. It's overall, she's a good tank. Hate me, call me a gooner. I don't care. My white queen, Emma Frost, S+. Get over it. Black Panther, see, because a really good Black Panther would live S+. A decent Black Panther would live in A. But everybody else, I'm putting Black Panther in C. Because he can't do anything without his kit. You know, like, sure, the Punisher has a kit, but you don't necessarily have to use the Punisher's kit to get value out of the Punisher. You have to use Black Panther's kit and respect his cooldowns, or you're not getting shit done with him. And I don't think enough people understand that, so therefore enough people don't play him, because his kit can be pretty complicated. Black Widow, also plays in her C tier. She really is the Widowmaker of this game. The Widowmaker without an SMG. Now, granted, if she had an SMG, yes, she would be more like Widowmaker. But the fact that she gets a sniper rifle and batons, and she doesn't even headshot one shot, like her boy Hawkeye. I mean, he's probably gonna go A or B just for the simple fact that he can one shot headshot me. Black Widow from full health cannot one shot headshot me, so I putting her in C tier. Hawkeye, I'll give him a B. I give him a 1-letter upgrade simply because he can one-shot headshot me, but that doesn't mean I don't find him annoying, and that doesn't mean I don't want him hanging from the rafters by his ankles. Because I have met some really good Hawkeyes who, as I'm flying through the air at 60 miles an hour as Spider-Man, will lead their shot and just snipe me out of the air. No idea. Now, granted, I know you have the pull over to the left a little bit, and my hitbox is still over there because, fucking third person angling and, all that fun shit. I get it. But it still takes a pretty good Hawkeye to snipe Spider-Man out of the air while he's moving. So, yeah. Hela. At one point, I feel like Hela would have been living in S+ or S. But I'm going to give her A. I'm going to give her A tier. I feel like she's really hard to kill, especially after I spent like an entire 45 minutes just rage baiting what I consider to be a really good Hela. She's not even all that great. Her kit is good. She has survivability. She can get out. But once she's survived and gotten out, one, she didn't make it very far, and two, you got to be icy with her to kill someone like me. So, Hela, A tier. Iron Fist. I haven't really looked into the Iron Fist, so I'm just going to drop him at B. Personally, I don't like him. I'll bully every Iron Fist I see, but I'm going to move him to B tier. No real reason. I'm not quite sure what's happening, so I'm just going to put him in the average, and we're going to move on. Iron Man, C tier. Listen, hate me if you want to. I've never met a productive Iron Man. Take a moment to let that set in. I have never met a productive Iron Man. Now, I know they're out there. Don't get me wrong. Don't take what I said and say, well, they're definitely out there. No. What I'm saying is that me personally, I have never met a good Iron Man. So, C tier. Lowest. I'm thinking about making a new tier just for Iron Man. Call it the Iron Man tier. It's going to live underneath C tier. Because Iron Man, I don't like him. Magic, listen. Magic, S tier. I want to put her A tier, but S tier. I love Magic. She belongs in A tier, sure. But just because I love her, and she just gets a little boost just because I'm playing favorites. I'm being biased, sure. But I think overall Magic has a great kit. She survives. She does a lot of damage. Her ult is very useful. So overall, I see a lot of high-ranked players using Magic. So, Magic, S tier. Moon Knight, B tier. I'll give him A tier after his update. His ult got better. He got the overhealth. And I'm not quite sure if it was like some kind of weird coincidence, but I've seen recently there have been some clips where Moon Knight just straight tosses his big old moon, and it will follow. In this instance, it followed a Spider-Man around the map. I'm not quite sure how real that is, how credible it is, but if that's something that's actually happening with Moon Knight, then it makes him a terrifying hero to fight against. Namor. Unfortunately, he's definitely S or S+, just for his team up with the big green guy. Just for his team up there, I'll put him in S. I know he pisses me off as a Spider-Man, and really, I like to play Spider-Man. I mean, I'm not even gonna hold you. I play a lot of Spider-Man. Every time I run into a Namor, I have now like developed my own combo just for Namor, just so I can bait him out of using that bubble without burning too much of my kit, because he survives 9 times out of 10 before I learned this combo. You know, like before I learned the put Namor in his place combo, he would bubble, he would squid, and I would be dead. So just for that, I'm giving him S tier. Psylocke. I don't really see a lot of Psylocke. I have a friend right now who's using Psylocke, but that's really only when I use Emma Frost, quite honestly. So, from what I've seen, he has the ability, I guess she, Psylocke, but when I mentioned he, talking to my friend, he has the ability to go crazy. You know, I've seen some 36 in 3 games, but I've also seen Walmart branded Psylocks in my games before, and they get nothing done. They go 0 and 7 and wonder why they're dead the entire time. So, can't live in S, but I'll be happy to give Psylocke an A tier. Scarlet Witch, or as I like to call her, the Scarlet Bitch. C tier. So you remember how I said Iron Man would have his own tier? Scarlet Witch would have a tier under that, except for it wouldn't be her. She's not allowed to own anything. I quite honestly don't want her on this tier list. I hate everything about Scarlet Witch, especially with her magic missile upgrade from Strangey Boy. I hate her with everything. She has just become easier to play. That's simply it. Anybody who picks Scarlet Witch and says, hey, I am good at the game, needs to take a second and think about their lives, because no one who plays Scarlet Witch is good at this game. No one who made Scarlet Witch is good at this game, and I will die on that hill. Spider-Man, though? It's amazing Spidey time. Yeah, no. Spider-Man, S+. Fight me over it. Yell at me in my comments, call me mean things. I don't care. Spider-Man, S+. Get over it. Okay. Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl and Iron Man probably living in the same tier. Not even gonna hold you. Super easy character. Pretty much doesn't have to aim, and she can just torment you the entire game. That's where a player like Spider-Man comes in handy. I love dealing with Iron Man Squirrel Girls. I also love dealing with Moon Knights, but that's a separate topic. Star-Lord, while his ult makes me want to put him in S, overall I'm going to put him in A. His ult, super good. His kit, super good. His ability to, don't know if it's a reload cancel necessarily, where you can, shoot all your bullets and then do the flip. I don't know if it's supposed to be a reload cancel. I don't know if that's how his kit describes it, but for his kit and his ult, I'll give him A tier. Not upset about that. Storm. Let's see. How do I feel about Storm? Give her a B tier. She's got a good ult with the Human Torch. She's just overall someone I don't see a lot of, so it's harder for me to make a judgment on her. But overall, the times I have seen her, she's provided good value. Recently, in a comp game, I got rolled by a Human Torch and a Storm, just going crazy with their team-up ability. So, there's that. Storm, overall, though, by herself, does she have a lot of killing power? That I'm not aware of. Her ult, extremely good. But for her to get into A tier, I think she has to be paired with Human Torch. Saying that, though, I will also put Human Torch in B. Before, Human Torch was definitely C or D tier character, easily. But with his buffs, I think Human Torch has the ability to be a viable DPS pick. They sped up his projectile rate. They sped I believe they pretty much just sped him up. All in general, I think the general consensus was that Human Torch may have been a little slow, and therefore nobody was playing him. But I think that Human Torch moving forward is a very viable DPS pick, and I believe even one day he could be seen up in like A tier, for sure. The Punisher. Skip. Winter Soldier. I give him A tier. I give Winter Soldier A tier for sure. I know a lot of people would probably like to see him, not Star Lord, Winter Soldier. They would probably like to see him in S or S plus even. Give his revolver more than 3 shots, and I'll give him S. He's literally, I'll give him even like top spot of A, because he's on the edge of moving A to S. He's just not there for me. I really do think now I'm just gonna get told to get good, be better at aiming, but I just think the 3 shots in his revolver, give me 5, give me 6. That's all. Especially after they removed his Rocket Raccoon ultimate, not ultimate, but team up where he got ammo overload. I think after removing that, he definitely needs like 5 or 6 shots. Because 3, I just don't feel like it's cutting it. The Wolverine, I give him A tier too. Yeah, I'll give him A tier just for his ability to take out tanks. I mean, strictly for his ability. I know they kind of tried doing the same thing with Iron Fist. Kind of tried taking him out of like a backline brawler and put him more in the front line fighter, But Wolverine has just been that from day one. So, Wolverine, keep doing your thing, dog. A tier. Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to put Mr. Fantastic in S. And I think I'm going to get hate for that. But my opinion right now is that Mr. Fantastic is one of the best backline defenders probably in the game right now. Because, let's see. Okay. You're in comp. You're banning. Boom. They banned Namor. Boom. They banned somebody else. Okay. Both backline defenders. Whoever you consider to be a backline defender other than Namor. Mr. Fantastic is there. He's got the ability to hit someone in the air. He's got the ability to pull flyers together. He's got the ability to go super big tank when he needs to if he's got to defend from multiple backliners. I mean, he's got just ability after ability that gives him health. I mean, I think he's just one of the best backline defenders right now. I think as a DPS, while he might not be people's first choice to defend their backline, he would definitely be a great choice to defend the backline. Adam Warlock. S tier just because he's the perfect human. S plus tier just because he's the perfect. He's perfect. Can't say anything. He's perfect. Cloak and Dagger. I've played a lot of Cloak and Dagger. I mean, I wouldn't say I've played a lot. But definitely given S tier. Cloak and Dagger. Luna Snow, S tier. Just because I love the healers. I love the healers that have good ults and that keep me alive. I'm not going to give them any slack. I'm going to put all 3 healers S. Well, I guess not all 3 healers. There's obviously, 4 more down here. But the 3 healers I see the most, I'm going to put them in S. I love Cloak and Dagger, Luna Snow, Invisible Woman. I love seeing them every single time in my game without fail. I love to see them. And I'll take them every single time. Rocket, there was a time that Rocket was, just living down here. But I think it's safe to say we give Rocket the S treatment too. I think with his buff, I think with the new overhealth you get with his ult, and the ability to do like the double bounce orb or the triple bounce and get triple healing. With Rocket's new tech, his new ult, I think Rocket's definitely S tier. I think he's looking good. Jeff, I'm gonna have to put Jeff down in Z tier. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm a Jeff hater. I love Jeff. I love the character. I think he's a great character. I love his comic books. I love every time he's come up in a comic book. But I'm just a Jeff hater. I'll hate on Jeff to the day I die. Loki, let's see. I give him B tier. And Mantis, I'm gonna put her in C tier. I just don't see enough Mantis. But Loki's a great healer. Mantis, you're a great healer. But either one of you, I would rather see get replaced by one of these four. If I see a Loki or a Mantis, I would rather see a Cloak and Dagger, Luna Snow, Invisible Woman, or Rocket. I'm hands down. Now, if we have these two, and they pull over to like a Mantis or a Loki, all right, bet. I'm not mad. If we have one of these four, two of these four, I would say, two of these four, and we're going for like a triple healer meta, I'll take a Mantis, a Loki, a Jeff, or an Adam. Not mad. But if I'm looking for main healing and I only get two of them, pull out of this four, and we're in good shape. Last, and definitely not least, the Punisher. I think he's going to be the final addition to C tier. His ult is probably the only cool thing about him. Other than that, you're playing Call of Duty. You know, you got a shotgun, you got an assault rifle. You're pointing and you're aiming with a zipline and a smoke bomb. You're pretty much just playing Call of Duty on Marvel Rivals, and I hate you for it. Now the ult is good. Don't get me wrong. I hate to see an enemy's Punisher ult, but I love to see a Punisher on my team ult. But he just doesn't have enough value for me to add him any higher. But with that, my tier list is complete. And time to move on to something else. Y'all have a good one. Catch you later.